Finally, I want to talk to you about some other items that you will be unpacking. One will be the student's My Writing Book. They come in purple, yellow, and red, and you can decide for yourself if you just want one group to have purple and your second group to have yellow, or just to mix it up. That's completely up to you. On every even numbered lesson, there will be a writing about reading activity. And in that writing about reading activity, you'll be able to use your writing books. I have a sample here from a previous student. And as you open it up, you can see the child has placed the date at the top and uses a marker, and that is what's suggested by Fontes and Pinnell, to use a marker to do the writing. There's also opportunities on even and odd lesson days to work on other things such as your phonics activities and to include those in here as well. So that is how your My Writing Book is used by the students. You have plenty of these, so you should not have to worry about the students using too much of their book, because as you can see in this kit alone, you have multiple sets of yellow, red, and purple books. These writing books will be essential in helping the children grow as readers and writers together. Next, you have your take-home books. As I mentioned earlier, when we unpacked box 1, you received a set of what we call at our school bobs, bag of books. These bobs are phenomenal, and the kids absolutely love to have their special bob from their reading group. This comes with the kit, and you can see this is how many you get with each kit. And again, you have the yellow and the red and the purple, and you can decide how you want to use those with your students. But this is important because the children need practice with their reading. What they will do is, after they have read the book one day, they'll reread their colored book that they have read with you on the second day, and then that second day they get to take home a black and white take-home book that they'll get to read at home independently or with a family member. Here is an example of your box of take-home books. These are not organized by any particular number. So once again, just like with your kits, you'll want to organize these and come up with a filing system. They will not fit inside your crate with your colored books that we put in the folders. So you'll need to come up with a system that works for you in your space. With your take-home books, you get a set of 6 black and white books, and again, they're called take-home books. Just like on the colored ones, the colorful books, you have the book number, you have the level, and you also have, if it's an orange, from the orange kit or the orange system, the blue system, or the green system, or even, let's see, red system, I'm afraid, does not have take-home books, but just the orange, blue, and green will have these black and white take-home books. These take-home books can be utilized as far as taking home and leaving at home, or the way that we have done it at our school is the children take home the book and they read it and then they return it. So here's an example of one. Let me put this heavy box down. And here is an example of a bag that's labeled with the student's name. In this case, I put my name as the teacher, so in case it gets misplaced or laid somewhere else, that information is on there so it can come right back to me. Inside the book, I choose to have a reading log with a little note to the parents about reading with their child and having the book returned back to school the very next day. There's a place that I choose to have the child or the adult write the date, the title of the book, how many times the book is read, because many of these books are quite short and they might be reread multiple times, and a spot for the student's initials, because sometimes that's good enough for me. If the student is promising that they've read it and they have signed, and then a place also for the parents to sign. And of course, I give the students credit and rewards for doing their nightly reading. That's something extra that I added. Inside the book, I do not send the colored books home. As you saw, there were only 4 that came in the pack. Don't want to lose any of those books, but we do have the black and white books. Here you have the black and white book that I described. This is from the orange system. So if we were using out of the orange system, primarily for kindergarten or maybe some first graders as well. And this is book 57. I would send this book home the day after I have done lesson 57. So on the day that we've done lesson 57, we will have read the color book in the classroom. I have helped them. The next day, we will have reread it, and then I will send home the black and white. And very simply, I'll put it in here, slide it inside the bag with the reading log, of course, and the students will take it home, and they're so proud. They ask for their bags all the time, making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to and I'm sending their books home. Their book goes home, comes back the next day. I keep the book, file it back into my system, and then they will get the new book to go home that has already been read in class. And so those are the bags, or bobs, that the students take their LLI black and white books in. And in our case, they bring them back to school. So we make sure that we have plenty of copies. Thanks. I hope you've enjoyed unpacking your LLI system. And next, I'll have a session on how to begin preparing for teaching your lessons. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.